purpose of development and enhancement of arts opportunities in our area. You may recall that this group unveiled the Anthony Benton Good mural recently in City Hall as one of its first successes. Out of this initial group has developed an organization called Connect to Culture that was charged with developing a comprehensive master plan for arts in the Joplin area. After some discussion, it was determined that, like some other efforts afoot in Joplin, the arts initiative could be strengthened through a unified approach. One of the components of the Arts Master Plan is the creation of a cultural arts center for performing and visual arts, in addition to entertainment. This idea was not developed capriciously, but has been evolving over some time and reinforced by field trips to Paducah, Kentucky, and Appleton, Wisconsin, two cities of relatively comparable size that have successfully constructed cultural arts centers. In the interest of full disclosure, I want it to be known that I am a member of both the Chamber's Cultural Affairs Committee and the Connect to Culture Board. I recently received a letter and white paper from the chairpersons of the Connect to Culture effort explaining the group's desire to construct a cultural arts center for entertainment and artistic displays, and indicating the group has secured funding to engage an arts consultant to perform a feasibility study, to develop architectural plans, to perform a fundraising analysis, and a capital plan study and design work. Council has received a copy of that letter signed by three of the co-chairs, Sharon Bashore, who's here this evening, Clifford Wirt, who's also here, I think Brian Vowles is in the back somewhere, and then finally, Bill Gibson. Bill's the vice chair. Those four individuals sent that letter to me, and in that letter was the white paper, which we're going to go over in a minute here. This is a significant first step in the process towards the realization of a cultural arts center. In that white paper, I'm going to highlight certain parts of it and cover that here this evening. It says that citizens attending the city's Blueprint for the Future in June of 2007 expressed their desire to advance the arts within Joplin. The City Council then ratified the arts as part of the Blueprint as they support the sustainability of downtown Joplin and to create attractions and build a vibrant cultural life for Joplin residents and visitors. The Chamber of Commerce established goals in 2009 to develop an environment that cultivates recreational, arts, and entertainment opportunities. These meetings and others culminated in the awareness that a centralized approach to advance the arts was needed. Thus, Connect to Culture was created. Connect to Culture is an organization focused on creating a coordinated plan that enhances the arts, economic development, historic, and natural preservation and education. This umbrella organization, in conjunction with the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce, is composed of local business, civic leaders, and arts leaders in the Joplin metro area who recognize that the arts are vital and want to encourage the growth and development of a vibrant cultural community. The companion component of this plan has been to study and ultimately launch a campaign to create a regional cultural arts center within our community in an area that is currently low to moderate income, and thus provide economic development impact to local businesses in residential areas such as the downtown city center, which could include an arts and entertainment district. The Cultural Arts Center can provide a state-of-the-art facility for performing and visual arts. It can offer excellent arts education programming and attract world-class performers and artists, whether Broadway productions, jazz, film, theater, dance, literary arts, music, and concerts. Communities across the country, both large and small, have found that creating a visual and performing arts center can be a huge catalyst that can create transformative change and a synergy that can take a community/region to the next level. Also, possible activities that could take place in that cultural arts center include bluegrass music, children's productions, opry, Christian contemporary music, gospel music, educational seminars, ballet, dance, and poetry readings. And I'm sure there's others that we haven't referred to this evening that are possible uses for that facility. The white paper, which details how we got to this point, continues to say, to date, Connect the Culture has successfully secured the necessary funds to study the feasibility of a new cultural arts center. The North Group is a specialized consulting firm which will research and work locally with community leaders to ascertain the need, size, kinds of programs, and services the region wants and can afford. Location, construction estimates, and operating costs of a proposed new cultural arts center for the area, as well as its potential economic impact on the region. And as many of you know, that group was in town a couple weeks back talking to various leaders and various groups within our community to obtain input in developing their plan, and are currently working on that process. And we'll be back in the community in late August, and then once again in October for a finalization of their study. In summary, it is the intent of this group, assuming nothing from the feasibility study to the contrary, to pursue a private effort to conduct a capital campaign to build a cultural arts center and to work in harmony with the city of Joplin to further this end. Although part of the consultant study entails a location analysis, there are significant revenue benefits to locating the Cultural Arts Center in a qualified census tract, which I will explain later. The area contiguous and nearby to the proposed town green is just such an eligible area to leverage this type of funding. I am recommending that the proposed location for the Cultural Arts Center be in the same general vicinity as the town green. It is important to point out that we have not forgotten Memorial Hall and the importance of that facility to our city in developing this plan. We believe that Memorial Hall serves a different niche for our community, and we are proactively creating a plan to further enhance that structure as an anchor in our downtown community. Beside the obvious benefits that such a facility would provide for the enhancement of Joplin area residents' quality of life, our research has revealed outstanding indirect benefits such as economic development enhancements. And some of those have been conveyed in the file that you have at your desk here this evening, and I believe some of those files have been conveyed to the press so they can transmit that to the general public. The first Cultural Arts Center and the impact on the local economy that we'd like to cover is Appleton, Wisconsin. It's called the Fox Cities facility in Appleton. And based on the research that we've done and based on the trip that was taken by certain representatives within the community, we have determined, based on the information they provided, that some $14.27 million in economic impact to the downtown area and the region has accrued by the Fox Cities installation being advanced and installed and actually constructed back in 2002. We found out that this supports some 636 full-time equivalent jobs within the Appleton area, and $1.76 million in state and local tax revenues are generated as a result of this development. And much like Appleton, we believe this will have a regional impact in Joplin, and they've attempted to measure the impact on the region of Appleton based on the construction of their facility. And their research indicates that some $28.63 million in economic impact has accrued to the region. $3.06 million in state and local tax revenues generated,